the one thing is.
All right. Greetings, Geek Warriors. It's time for another Geek Wars podcast. That's right. We are back. Ben, Ken, and Trevor with another Geek Wars podcast to tell you everything that happened this week in the Geek Wars podcast news area.
There was so much stuff.
In the Geek Wars podcast news area. That's adjacent to the greater metropolitan news area.
It very much is.
Kind of near the Tri-Counties, yeah.
I said all of our names.
Tri-State area.
I said all of our names, but you want to throw out your name real quick so they can get your voice?
Okay, I'm Ben Waddell.
So they can attach it mentally and vocally to the name.
They can be like, that one, that's the one I don't like.
Tolliver Chapman.
And Trevor Douglas Allen.
I like that we all have three names like serial killers.
Yeah.
Or assassins.
That's always
or
how my name is. I love mine.
And my favorite book is Catcher in the Rye.
Oh, wow. That's not good.
It's not anymore.
I just need to have a copy with me whenever I...
It's not anymore.
Mel Gibson is crazy now.
I got over my angsty teenage years. And
I just watched...
You are the one who's been advocating for us to all forgive him, and I've been telling you no.
I just watched videos of him on Colbert, and that beard is... And I understand that it's for a role, but it takes all of his charm away. You can't see his face at all. Plus, he's constantly playing with it.
Not had charm.
He used to have a ton of charm.
For a long time.
What Women Want? How charming.
No. What Women Want is a goddamn disturbing movie.
Oh, I thought it was cute.
No, it is disturbing. He drives, what's her name? Or Sarah Silverman, is it? No, it's not. Who is?
Judy Greer.
Janine Garofalo.
Janine Garofalo's not in that movie.
Who is in that movie?
Helen Hunt.
No.
Amy Adams. Amy Adams was like 12.
I know. Yeah. She's too...
Helen Hunt is the main female lead. Judy Greer from all of those things.
Who Judy Greer is.
She is the little mousy one that's like, and then he hears her sarcastic thoughts and finds her funny. Yeah, she's the one who almost like kills herself. And then who else? Lisa Edelstein from House and a bunch of other things. She's in it. Anna Gasteir's in it.
No, none of these people are the right person.
Wow, that's amazing because I've listened.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei.
Aunt May.
That one is a funny one. Yeah, like she's just the barista that he sleeps with.
Yeah,
but he uses his special mind powers to like know exactly how to please her.
Yeah,
and then she comes out the next day and she's like, "Why did you call me? Why did you call me? Please say something. Please don't let this be another rejection."
Yep.
He goes, "Yeah, I'm super gay." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And like I thought that was a really nice thing that he did. Like totally lying about being gay.
Okay,
he lies about being gay to make her feel better, to make her feel like it's not just because she's not undesirable.
It's such a great... So...
I have no words. I'm wordless.
Really?
No. That's insane. That's an insane thing.
So the better thing would have been like, no. I met a better person than you,
the
and
better
I'm go
thing would have been for him to not use his superpowers to fuck her.
Yeah.
Probably this is true. I don't know. I feel like if you got those powers though, why would you then go be a shitty lay? Like, if you're saying that he should just not fuck women.
Well, no. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying do better things with your superpowers.
True.
Yeah.
What would you do with a superpower like that, though?
There's a lot of things you could do. I just can't think of any.
Yeah.
Solve crimes?
See, but you can only read women's minds.
This whole Hillary thing would have just been cleared up real quick.
Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, no, there's nothing in the emails. It's okay. Go ahead and vote for her. It's okay. And then this whole Trump thing averted.
Like, oh, Melania wants to leave you all the time.
I would forgive Mel Gibson and let him back into Hollywood if he had done that. If he had fixed that whole situation, I would have been okay.
He's also just a little bit, like, his time away, I guess, has been a little too isolated.
I think it was spent in a cave like Saddam Hussein.
Yeah, he doesn't talk the same way he used to.
He's got a Saddam beard.
And he's got a lot of expressions that aren't used anymore. And it's
kind of very Joaquin Phoenix-y.
Flips this weird gold like engraved ring between his fingers like all the time.
It's his precious.
And he calls it precious. Yeah, I don't.
No, but then so with Colbert, he did a little like
he coughs a lot.
He did a little comedy bit.
Gibson, Mel Gibson, Holocaust. Hollywood. It's insane. Sugar tits. I don't understand. It's very weird.
All right, so he did this little bit though with Colbert.
Oh, you thought it was over? That's hilarious.
He did a little bit with Colbert that was really funny, and I was like, see, he can't still act, and he still fuck. So also Hacksaw Ridge is fucking amazing. So
I haven't seen it. That has Spider-Man in it.
Yeah.
It does have Andrew Garfield.
And it's got Vince Vaughn.
Formerly known as Spider-Man.
And it's got King of the Blue Cat people from Avatar.
Oh,
yeah.
See, because I would not recognize any of those.
It's a bunch of Australians. He's got a bunch of Australians and British people in it.
You said Australian.
It's really weird that you say Australian. You don't say anything else with an Australian accent except the word Australian.
Yeah.
Do I?
You did.
Australian.
Yeah, you have a little bit of a...
And that's, I think, the first time I've ever heard you say it with that.
There's a lot of words that when I grew up, my parents said them to me, I didn't realize that my parents were saying it with... They were saying it the way that it was told to them in Australia. Like Melbourne. In my mind, I was born in a place called Melbourne.
And not Melbourne.
And not Melbourne. Yes.
Right.
So, and I had never heard that it pronounced any other way. And then when I got older, I corrected the fuck out of everybody I heard, like in elementary school. And they'd be like, no, it's Melbourne. And I was like,
when I was in elementary school, I did always talk about Melbourne, Australia to everybody that I came across.
Here's what I did. Every time you had to do a country report in elementary school, my country was Australia. Because I had a million visual aids ready to go. And so it was cake. Plus, I wrote one report in third grade, and I did it.
Copy them over and over again.
Junior high, yeah. So it's like anytime I'm like, I'd like to do a country report about it, and I was like, oh, Australia! I want to go to Australia! And I'd come in with all my stuffed animals and my blanket, and I don't think I had a didgeridoo.
Lay down, take a nap.
I had all this stuff. I had all this special Australia stuff, my Australian birth certificate, my Australian passport, all that shit. So, anyway.
You had your birth certificate?
Yeah.
Trump didn't burst into your classroom.
Well, no, I was a foreigner.
That's why he had it.
Foreigner, yeah.
Why he had it was so that Trump...
he knows me. He knows. It's like, he's a foreigner, he can't run, leave him alone.
He bursts through walls like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
Hey, Trump aid!
It's huge.
He busts through
the wall.
It's huge.
Tremendous.
It's tremendous, yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, so some geek news happened.
Oh, geek news, yeah.
Barely.
Ben, you want to...
7 minutes in. So
barely any geek
Hold on.
news.
Yeah, normally we start the show
We don't have it.
I can't do the thing?
You can say it.
No! Dude, you cannot build up that expectation and not deliver.
All right, we don't... No expectations.
Okay, so the only story that I have for this week, the only thing that I thought was really interesting... Inhumans. Inhumans is now going to be a TV show.
The Inhumans?
Inhumans.
They're Inhumans.
They're Inhumans. And they're going to be a tremendous show. It's a great show.
It's going to be huge.
The best show.
It's going to be huge.
IMAX even.
On IMAX even.
Yeah. And it's going to premiere on IMAX. But even the fact that there is a show, which I think at this point, if they're going in the show direction, is the movie dead? I think we can say the movie's probably dead.
I think the movie's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
I think we have to...
And then the other thing I'm thinking is, I think they're going to start borrowing cast members from S.H.I.E.L.D. to make it.
I think S.H.I.E.L.D.'s over.
I don't.
I have heard this too. I've heard that the ratings are shit and they might can it.
It's been shit for years, but it's going down. It's still going down. It's like.
Oh, see, I feel like this is actually one of the best seasons of the show.
It may be, but that doesn't mean the ratings.
That's what I'm hearing as well. But I don't.
The ratings are still low.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So, but the Ghost Rider shit. Like if they spin this off and we get an Inhumans show and a Ghost Rider show. Fucking happy as a clam.
Yeah, just turn Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Ghost Rider. I'm happy with that.
Fuck yeah.
Agents of Ghost Rider.
Because here's the thing.
He
the
takes
S.H.I.E.L.D.
over
part of
S.H.I.E.L.D.
it,
and
I don't care about. Yeah.
I have no interest.
I don't care about Mac. I don't care about May. I don't care about Fitz and Simmons. Yeah. I kind of like Coulson. I kind of like Quake. And I really like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
And everything else is bullshit.
That actor is great who's playing Ghost Rider.
He's way better than I originally thought.
He's so good.
Like, just on the look of him, I was like, I don't know if he can pull it off. But then he opens that mouth and he's got that nice gravelly voice. And he really manages, and he smolders very well. And when he gets pissed, it's really great. He's good. He's a talented kid.
Anyway. Yeah, IMAX. It's going to be first two episodes.
First two episodes
are going to be in IMAX.
In theaters.
We won't see it.
A version of the first two episodes.
Yeah.
That's
so
weird.
What they're doing...
I think he's going to be like a movie almost.
I think it might be as well. I think it might be mixed. But the whole thing is there's going to later, when they air on ABC, we'll have...
commercial breaks.
Well, no. It'll have more exclusive content.
Oh.
It's to try to give people... Because what they don't want is everybody to go watch it in IMAX. And then the pilot episode and the next episode just get no ratings.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Because that would just immediately kill the show.
True.
So what they want is for people to go watch it in IMAX and then come back and watch it, on...
I'm intrigued, and all the images of the show feature Black Bolt and shit like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole royal family, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to go after?
Yeah, that's what they said, yeah.
So, yeah.
Huh.
So Medusa's going to be there. the mad guy, the brother of Black Bolt. What's his name?
Karnak?
No, the mad one. Is he mad? Is Karnak the mad one?
I don't know.
Karnak's a little mad. He's a little wacky.
I think he has anger issues.
But yeah, you got
this guy's like insane.
Gorgon. You got Karnak. You got.
I don't remember his name though.
The dog.
The dog, Lockjaw.
Lockjaw, yeah.
That should be cute.
That's
Although you know he's not going to get that dog.
I don't like any kind of that sort of...
I feel like you're not going to see it do too much because it's probably going to be a CGI.
See, this is my problem with stuff about the Inhumans. Like, I'd rather see the Inhuman stuff they've made for the show and expand that out. And like, I want to see Quake and I want to see that shit.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
And I want the guy who lights shit on fire with his hands. I kind of like him, the Australian guy.
Well, I'm wondering. My
royal family is bullshit.
Isn't the guy? Didn't that guy die? Oh no, I'm
thinking different. No, him and Ghost Rider fought. But
yeah, I'm thinking different. What was I gonna say? I think they don't know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canceled yet. Yeah. So why go and put these other characters on that show? I think that might be the thing. That'd
be a bummer.
They're right now going to try to keep Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. going with Daisy and all that stuff, Quake, and see if they can not get it canceled. Mm-hmm. But if it does get canceled, they'll end up probably going over there. We just won't see it right away.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm very curious about, because you say you don't care about the royal family. I don't particularly either. I've never been a big Inhumans
Nobody
fan.
does.
But there are a lot of Inhumans fans out there.
There are.
They exist, and they care about that royal family. When S.H.I.E.L.D. was mentioned, then Attilan, or what did they do? Attilan? They didn't call it Attilan, did they? What did they call it?
No,
it was pronounced Attilan.
They called it the Afterlife.
Is that what it's called? The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
What did they call it?
Yeah. Where they went to the little...
I'm forgetting all the names for their shitty little secret places.
They went to a city underneath...
but it wasn't the actual, Attilan. Yeah, no.
No, it was like
some separate hidden one, yeah.
Like Old Cree City or something like that. So...
No, the hidden one where Daisy's mother...
Yeah.
Oh,
that.
Yeah.
The one that was in the mountains. Yeah, that was not Attilan or whatever.
Right, because that's not where... But when Inhumans fans heard that, the Inhumans were coming, they expected that when they went to go there, it would be Attilan and the royal family. Yeah. But it wasn't, and so they worried that this thing was, these people were trying to take over as the royal family. This was supposed to be the new royal family or whatever. And so then with the whole idea that the movies and the TV shows are actually linked, which we know that they are, but they aren't, there was this question of so what is the movie going to be about? And then there was that realization, the movie's going to be about the royal family, and they'll have all their little shitty characters down here in S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But now that it's been transferred to a TV show, now I'm wondering how also, like you guys are, how they're going to integrate, if at all.
Yeah.
Well,
I think also this rules out Vin Diesel for being Black Bolt. So
probably, but I would also say I feel like this actually almost plays as a movie because they're playing the first 2 episodes in theaters. Yeah. That's a movie basically, and people are going to see it. I think a lot of people are going to see that as a movie.
Yeah, but it's September of next year.
Yeah,
that is not long enough to make a movie. A Marvel quality movie.
No, it won't be the same
of the Inhumans that we would expect to go see. We just went and saw Doctor Strange.
And from what we've seen, we've noticed that quality wise, you can go the movies, then the Netflix shows, then somewhere far down the ladder is whatever they put on ABC.
Yeah, ABC is usually, and this is ABC. It's going to be ABC.
Yeah,
but I think this is definitely trying something different because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't really work. Just getting the Marvel name on it, I think they're trying to get the people who are interested in the movies by putting it in theaters and being like, "Hey, look, the movies. Here's a TV show."
Yeah,
thing.
We still have the Cloak and Dagger show eventually coming.
That's not until 2018, apparently.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I saw.
So this,
I'm hoping that they take some of these.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that they take some of these lesser known heroes and stuff like that. And give them a show. Mm. I love that idea. So,
and we talked about that New Warriors thing that was talked about.
Yeah.
What happened to that? I haven't heard anything else.
I haven't heard anything.
But there's a lot of talk because Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel, is also Inhuman. So there's talk that maybe she could be in this.
Okay.
But she's sort of a new one. She doesn't really spend a lot of time at Attilan. She's usually on her own.
Also, she would have to come later.
Yeah.
Because again, Ms. Marvel isn't even going to be out when this movie comes out.
Captain Marvel, is not
going to be out by the time this movie comes out.
Well, we don't need Captain Marvel to have Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, but she's based on.
I think you do.
Ms. Marvel is looking up to Captain Marvel, and that's why she comes in.
Named herself after her.
Yeah, because she has nothing. Her powers are so completely different.
Because Captain Marvel used to be Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
But
but that Captain Marvel is like Superman with energy blasts, and whereas the new Captain Marvel is more like Mr. Fantastic. So
what?
No. Okay.
Yeah, she can enlarge and
the new Ms.
Marvel.
Ms. Marvel, right?
Yeah.
They're
different.
You said Captain twice.
All right, so the new Ms. Marvel though is like Trevor said.
Yeah, we understand that they have different powers. What we're saying though is Kamala Khan saw
her costume and
she's a huge fan of.
She saw Captain Marvel and said, "I'm going to live up to that." And said, since you're not using it anymore, I'm going to use the old moniker of Ms. Marvel. So it would make no sense for her to be in the show before even Captain Marvel exists.
Yeah, like she was such a huge fan, she'd write fan fiction about the Avengers and stuff. And she was a huge fan of Captain.
See, I feel like they could add all this shit in without putting that in. I think they could.
Sure, but I feel like she's such an inspiration, a character that's a legacy character or an inspirational. Like, you can't have the character who's such an important part of their character is the fact that they look up to this other character. It's such a huge part of
the real fans of her.
I feel like writing-wise should get around that. Like, still keep the fan fiction stuff. Still keep like that her whole family vibe and her whole neighborhood vibe.
You can get around it.
She's big on her neighborhood.
But why? Why not just wait a couple seasons until the Captain Marvel movie comes out, and then have Kamala Khan?
Yeah.
Also,
pop
you
up
can't.
And say,
then Ms. Marvel came first in her sheet. So when Captain Marvel gets her name,
right?
See, but at this point, there will never be a Ms. Marvel.
Right? No, there would.
No, so in the Captain Marvel movie, she's going to start as Captain Marvel in the movie, or start as Miss Marvel in the movie, and eventually become.
She's going to be Captain Marvel, but you can just change it to.
There's no reason.
She
Kamala can't say.
Calls herself Miss Marvel because she doesn't want it. She doesn't want to be Captain. There's already Captain Marvel,
right? Yeah.
So she's
but she does hold the rank of Ms. in the female army.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll just be Miss Marvel. Yeah. Or that's what like the newspapers
used to be
start
Little
calling
Miz.
her.
Now she's been promoted to Miz.
2 dots on the collar.
Yeah.
Or like newspapers call her that and stuff or something.
Mrs.
Like that.
is a bar.
It's not the dot and the hollow dot. That's not
no.
Okay, my bad. Yeah.
That's Maiden.
Oh, okay, yeah. I loved that on Enterprise. That was their whole rank system. That was fucking amazing. I was obsessed with the dots.
But yeah, but this kind of speaks to, Ben, your acceptance of just sort of a semblance of the thing. You just kind of want
that it doesn't
a
have
hint
to be 100% of the thing.
Right, we're not even saying it's going to be 100% of the thing because A, Captain Marvel isn't going to have been around long enough for her to develop the, kind of backstory that she would need, but it's closer to the thing and it's enough to please fans of Ms. Marvel. You're not a big Ms. Marvel fan.
It's true, I'm not a big Ms. Marvel.
She's not written for you.
Yeah. But I feel like they do this with all the heroes, though. They constantly are, cutting stuff out or leaving stuff out.
Sure, they do.
But there's important bits. I think,
I'm just so happy that I got to see a Doctor Strange movie that I'm not pissed that it's like, where's the gloves with the dots? You did
go on for 5 episodes of this show about those.
I talk about that.
I
wish they were there.
I know.
And at the end, he has,
and that's such a little.
He has a short version of those gloves, and it's but also.
But what if
we didn't see all the spells? We didn't see all the. Right. And I'm fine with that because I like the concept that it exists.
Okay, let's compare the two, 1-to-1, for her backstory and his backstory. What if he hadn't gone to Kamartaj to practice there?
He just read a book,
ended up learning on his own accidentally, or stumbling into the Sanctum
Sanctorum.
Sanctorum.
Found a site online that taught him all
something. Any of this stuff, right? That would be absurd.
That's basically the same.
That's what I'm saying. Her backstory to the people who love that character is the same as his backstory to those of us who love this character.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the backstories though have been changed a bunch, and it's
sure, and it pisses off a lot of the people who are fans of those characters.
It doesn't piss me off.
Well, see, I've been reading though.
This is just like the Cable thing. You want just a big guy to be You just want a big serious guy to be Cable.
Cable to be in the movie.
You don't care where he comes from. You don't care any of that.
We'll deal with that later.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
See, I'm reading Ms. Marvel, and in most of those stories, it is the most important thing that has to do with her character, because so much of the story is her looking up to Captain Marvel.
How she gets her powers or anything like that.
Well, that's part of it. But you so much in the story is her entire will and all the things she does to fight crime is because she's looking up to Captain Marvel, and she's trying to, and she meets Captain Marvel, and they have like this relationship, and it goes into like her constantly trying to.
So just hearing that, I think writing wise, they could replace Captain Marvel with anybody else from the Marvel universe.
But then why is she?
So
Ms.
what do
Marvel
we
now?
call her then? Ms. Hulk?
She comes out with Ms. Marvel. It doesn't.
Ms. Iron Man.
She comes up with the name Ms. Marvel all on her own.
Ms. Man.
The fact that the name has something in common with the person
She
she's
cannot
inspired
come
by.
up with the name Ms. Marvel on her own before Captain Marvel comes out.
No.
You're inciting riots right now.
Oh my gosh.
You're inciting riots amongst both Captain Marvel and Ms. Marvel fans.
Okay. So like,
provided we had any listeners who were those or listeners at all.
It feels like we're saying that she's not able to come up with the name Miss Marvel. Like that wouldn't even make sense that anybody could come up with the name Miss Marvel. No, Ken's doubling down on that.
It's the thing is they're usually
why not? Somebody can't say like
because you're just wanting a shapeshifter. All you're asking is a shapeshifter.
Well, no, I'm wanting
who happens to be an Inhuman.
That's not like the core of her character is that she wants to be like.
No, that is the core.
Yeah,
of
it is.
This is
her costume is chosen because she wants to look like Ms. Marvel.
But
her name was chosen.
Her name is chosen because
the other parts of her character, though, and because here's the thing, I've read a couple Ms. Marvel comics, and it doesn't show up every single issue of like
not everyone, but it's like a lot of them.
Oh, I'm going to do this because that's what Captain Marvel. Like,
no,
it's more about her family and her culture.
It's how her origin was, though. It started in the character. Sure, yes, it is like that's her personal story, but there's also a lot of.
See, but the origins get changed and mucked around with all the fucking time.
Isn't her thing in Civil War that she's having to go against Ms. Marvel now? Like that was her.
That's
okay, here's what it'd be
That's
like.
what I'm saying.
It'd be like if Robin just started fighting crime as just
they have fucked up Robin quite a bit.
Having never had a Batman.
Without a Batman.
Like there is no Batman out there in this world, and Robin just is like, I'm gonna go be a Robin.
First off, I've always thought Robin paired with Batman was a stupid name anyway. Can we all just no? Come on. It's like, oh, you're a bat, so I'm going to be a colorful bird, not a predatory bird, just a bird. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Call yourself Hawk Boy.
It'd be like
Hawk Boy is some other Robin,
like Owl Kid, like some kind of like nocturnal predator, like a bat. Sure. But no, he's like, no, I'm going to go with one that just like eats bugs and shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the opposite.
Boy.
And it's not scary at all.
Exactly. That's kind of it's the opposite because it's supposed to appeal to kids and not be scary and.
Yeah, but that's also ridiculous. Like, oh, I like how you wear black and stuff to blend in. I'm going to go with red, yellow, and green.
Sure.
Even because all the buildings in the city are all like dark and tan and gray.
But that was
shit.
supposed to be his.
And that's not the point
from the
like anybody looking at this like, well, clearly he wants criminals to shoot you while he hides in the shadows. That seems totally obvious.
Here's the thing: if let's say in the DCU, like right now, the movie universe, they made Robin appear first in the movies before they even put Batman in, and he had nothing to do with Batman.
That's a classic, like amazing pairing that everyone knows, and it's universal and synonymous. I don't think this pairing is as. It's not as it doesn't have the tradition. It doesn't have the.
A lot of people wouldn't know. The people who wouldn't know wouldn't care.
Exactly.
But a lot of people that do know would give a shit and be pissed.
And I'm sure. See, but those people are always.
And also, I feel like it seems dumb to take a character's name that has nothing to do with it, and then you bring Captain Marvel, who's supposed to be this big character. But you already had the name first here.
They're going to be pissed if
and it's
weird... she'll come out and they'll be like, she'll be wearing like a black scarf, and they'll be like, no, the scarf's supposed to be red.
I'm not saying
they'll get all pissed and shit.
But I'm saying it's just weird.
That's those people.
The naming thing is just weird.
The fact that she comes up with the name.
She's first to get the Marvel name before Captain Marvel, and then you have this big Captain Marvel, and Captain Marvel's supposed to be the big movie one and all this stuff. And basically, she's second.
I don't think it would be.
I don't think they're going to blow their Marvel load on an ABC TV show. Is all I'm saying.
Okay,
so other things
I don't think Ms. Marvel's going to happen on her own in anytime soon. So yeah, she might be in that New Warrior show, but I don't think there's not going to be like a solo Ms. Marvel.
All I'm saying is there's no reason they can't wait one season? When is Ms.
2018?
Yeah, that would be one season. If this is coming in 2017, and when is Ms. Marvel releasing?
It's
summer of 2018.
So it would have to be...
this is in September of 2018.
It would have
or
to be
2017.
Right.
So you'd have to wait an extra year, yeah.
So yeah, you wait one season.
One season, then you'd wait partway through the first season.
And you'd have to wait partway through the first season, yeah.
Right. And then as soon as Captain Marvel has a movie, you come up with this character who idolizes her and put her in your second season. They're gonna be busy on the first season dealing with that shitty royal family anyway.
Yeah, they have to get
I
down
don't
all
see
the...
why waiting one season is that big of a deal.
But,
right.
I mean, I
to
wouldn't...
piss off the only audience you would have on that character, all the people who already read that book.
Yeah.
Those are the only people who want that character.
And also, it's not like you're already... If you put her in Inhumans, you're changing her story, partly anyway.
Yeah.
And it's the partly that doesn't matter as much, but because it's not her...
Put her in New Warriors, you're changing your story, too.
Yeah, because she's not with... she's normally not with the Inhumans very much. She spends her time just at home, really. Fighting crime.
She's one of the Cloud Inhumans,
now
right?
with the Avengers, what?
She's one of the Cloud Inhumans,
Yeah,
right?
she's one of the Cloud Inhumans.
Yeah.
But she just didn't spend a lot of time being trained or anything with the Inhumans.
Yeah. So, all right.
Anyway,
I feel okay moving on.
Yeah, I'm sort of excited for this, but it is ABC, so that's worrying.
Yeah, and if it's just the royal family, that's a...
I like Medusa because I read FF recently.
I think she has too much hair. Her hair disturbs me.
And I've
it
seen
has
her
to
in
get
A-Force,
in
too.
everything.
And probably this is just the thing, I don't feel like her character is as fleshed out as I want
I don't think it is
incredibly. She's
fleshed
all like, I'm gruff, but I'm a woman and I'm strong, and it's like, that's cool and everything, but where's the rest of me?
She had a better story, I think, of anything I've seen in FF, which was Matt Fraction wrote it, and it was Fantastic Four. Basically, Fantastic Four in their regular book, they left to travel through time and just explore and stuff.
Future Foundation.
Yeah, so the Future Foundation, they basically left these other four people to be the Fantastic Four,
which they've done several times throughout the run. Yeah,
it was Ant-Man, Scott Lang, She-Hulk, She-Thing, and Medusa.
Okay,
I didn't know there was a She-Thing.
Really?
Yeah, well, she wasn't
Sharon Ventura.
Yeah, I didn't know.
She wasn't really like.
I don't read Fantastic Four that often.
She wasn't much. She wasn't a
doesn't
superhero really either. She was just sort of like she came as. They basically didn't have a replacement because Johnny Storm was supposed to get one, and he didn't. So his girlfriend.
That's been a weird
the She-Thing costume thing, and
well, see, that's the other thing. Yeah, so She-Thing at one point was an actual thing.
there is a She. No, there's two different. There's that She-Thing. Maybe it's not She-Thing was.
So and then at one point Ben Grimm gets turned back into a human, and then wears a Thing costume that gives him Thing powers to be the Thing, and he wears it a lot to make her feel comfortable. Like, because she feels ugly because she's a She-Thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Maybe it wasn't.
Why can't they change her?
And then at one point they do change her back, and she just has super strength. And that's her thing.
Maybe I'm wrong then, because I think actually in
my knowledge of this is like early 90s.
But I think because I think She-Thing did show up. She was in prison actually in the Fantastic Four comic book that was after FF and all this, and it was a different person. She was just a thing, She-Thing, female thing. So I think the one that was in Fantastic Four wasn't called She-Thing, but she wore just a thing outfit.
Doesn't She-Thing just sound like the worst thing?
It is terrible.
It's not great.
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure that's like what Donald Trump calls his wife. Like, bring me the She-Thing.
I thought it'd be like a
time for boom boom. Bring me the She-Thing.
Like slur.
Do you mean your wife or your daughter, sir?
Oh,
I don't care.
Okay.
Ooh.
Dig up wife number 2. Where's she doing?
We'll throw a dart, and whichever one it hits, we'll bring it.
Oh gosh. Okay, so should we move on to?
So other things happened.
Other
Not
things
much. Let's do some. Okay. Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, spinoff writer.
Yes.
They got one.
Christina
These are all questions.
Hodson, I believe.
Yeah, her name is Christina Hodson.
Compelling narrative. Friends become enemies, enemies become friends.
She recently wrote.
Everybody's grown a bit. That'll be great.
She wrote recently a movie called. There's a horror movie. Shut In, I think it was called. It didn't get great reviews with Naomi Watts, but I don't know if it's the writing.
That's the one. Shut In just came out either this week or last week.
Yeah, it just came out, and she wrote it.
She wrote Seed.
She also wrote
Seed.
The thing that I guess recently, the reason that one of the big reasons she's got this, I guess, is because she wrote Bumblebee, the spin-off Transformers movie. Apparently, it's great.
Oh, how could it be?
Here's the thing, though. It's not. That's not my. As long as it's not Michael Bay, that's the problem. It's not. We don't know. This could be good. He's not involved. Michael Bay is involved.
She also.
That's Ken's. I have a point cough.
Go.
She also wrote Transformers 6.
What?
Is there a 6 yet?
She was on the script for Transformers 6.
There's a whole crew that wrote on that, yeah. But, yeah.
So, number 5 hasn't come out yet, has it?
I don't know or care. Why the fuck would I know or care that?
Oh, then maybe that writer thing is just the writer's room. They're just making.
So what?
That's not a confirmed. I think guarantee that's happening. They created a writer's room, and the idea was...
I remember that, and it had a bunch of really great comic book writers in it.
And then we still got number 5, and it's like, oh, this is still Michael Bay doing shit, and we're not changing anything, it looks like.
Number 5 hasn't come out yet, though.
No, but I'm saying it looks like it's probably going to be just a Michael Bay shit show again. Whereas maybe after number 6 is where they start... The writer's room thing actually takes place.
And Brian K. Vaughan's in that room, and like a bunch of other
All right, so none of those writers are listed for this thing, by the way. This Transformers 6.
Okay.
Christina Hodson.
No, it's not.
Matt Holloway, Art Markham, and Ken Nolan. Those are all the writers.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of
I
writers.
knew Robert Kirkman was involved, but he couldn't due to, like, time, I think. He was saying.
Maybe they all sat in a room and like came up with the basic concept and then like handed it to a bunch of kids and had them go write it.
But of course, it's still Michael Bay.
But what I heard is he was doing 5, and then we don't know about 6 yet.
Well, he's listed,
but he's the one that I feel ruins it. So I'm not if he's involved, I'm not basing the movie like whatever I think of it, the writing on that because I feel like Michael Bay's hands...
but the writing of those other movies was terrible too.
Yeah,
sure, but I feel like it. I don't base on it because I know Michael Bay. I feel like Michael Bay's the ones that get his scrummy hands on it.
So this lady's now going to be writing. Is this a comic book or a TV show or movie?
It's a movie. It's the one that Margot Robbie was producing, the Harley Quinn / Birds of Prey one that we've been talking about for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I kept thinking that might have been a comic book. So,
No.
So so she's going to be writing the movie for Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Or whatever. We don't know exactly what it is. But
okay.
That's just sort of
like I'm hoping. So we might see the Huntress.
These don't have numbers on them.
Black Canary.
My guess would be it's going to be Oracle or Batgirl, whichever one, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Huntress and Black Canary, those 3. Then you have Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman, I would guess. Because why would you do 3 and 3? You have the 3 and 3, the Sirens and the Birds of Prey.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
Why not? That's what I think.
That'd be a pretty cool, fun movie.
And because that's what Margot Robbie's the one that sort of came up with this, and she fell in love with the characters and all that. So she must have some.
Plus, I love the idea of having an entire superhero movie with no dudes.
Yeah,
that's just badass.
I mean, the way we left though, Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley are together.
There will be dudes.
Oh, that's true.
So there will.
Well, no, but there's dudes, but the dudes aren't important. They're just like man chess pieces that just get moved around. Like
I feel like the Joker will be might be he'll just like try to kill her again and just leave her or something, and then Poison Ivy finds her and
he plays the Doomsday thing and becomes the uniting villain that brings all 6 of them together.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But again, she's starting with him probably. Is where she has to start with Joker probably. Based on where it's left off. So my guess is very similar to the anime series, where he tries to kill her, and then she ends up with Poison Ivy. Poison Ivy helps her, and then you get Catwoman comes in and probably helps out too, and they're together, and then you get the Birds of Prey, and then you go with whatever your plot is for the rest of the movie, and you Joker's out of the way. You just kind of like introduce him and hey, bye.
Yay!
Jared Level would love that.
I was waiting for the yay until you were done. I was like, I'm gonna yay when he gets done with this. Yeah, and you just kept fucking going. Okay, yeah, no, that sounds like an awesome movie. I would totally be down to see that.
Also, apparently, I guess she's known as one of those blacklist writers or something like that.
Nice. She wrote one of those scripts that's amazing that never got made.
Think are amazing, but never got made.
Like the Shallows movie.
Is the Shallows a blacklist script?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. To be fair, I think the concept of it was way better than just what the movie was. Yeah. And mostly it was because the shark looked fucking ridiculous.
It's a pretty basic movie to me.
I've never seen it because it looked terrible.
It I don't have the same problems everyone else does.
You're stuck on a little island that keeps going underwater and above water at different times of the day, and therefore putting you in danger and being your salvation and the thing that might kill you at different times of the day, and you having to ride that out. That's kind of fucking cool. The problem was they made ridiculous things happen to make it scary. It's already scary. I don't need you to make sharks different and weird to make it more scary.
Shark really hung out there for the longest fucking time.
Yeah.
Wasn't The Shallows the one where... Okay, so I never saw it.
Blake Lively...
I thought it was the one where in the trailer, she's talking on the phone. She's like, yeah, Mom was right. This is beautiful. It was hard to find, but...
Yeah, that's the one.
That's barely a plot. Barely a subplot, yeah.
Well, so what it shows is that later she's holding on to that buoy...
Yeah.
And fighting off the shark.
Like that's like
so that's all that's in the trailer. They don't show anything about that.
So what happens is she's out
it's not an island,
like surfing and stuff.
It's a rock in the water.
So
that goes above the water.
She initially gets attacked by the shark and has to swim away, and she's closer to
a rock.
This. Actually, it starts on a beached whale, like a dead whale.
Right, a dead whale.
She climbs on top of a dead whale. And then that starts sinking because eventually dead whales sink.
Also, the shark was attacking.
And also the shark was attacking it.
So
then, while the shark is attacking the whale, she swims to this little area that has become visible because it's low tide, and that's the rock. And then she's on this giant rock in low tide, and this is also where this shit fucks up. She then stays on that rock,
not on the dead floating whale that just happened to be nearby.
Well, no,
that's not where it got.
They set that up from the jump, like that. When she gets to the beach, she's like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, a whale died over there." And it's these two guys that you later see get killed by the shark, and it's pretty fucking cool. Spoiler. Although it's ridiculous. So
the shark movie.
Die. So then she goes to the rock thing, and here's my problem with the rock thing. She stays on the rock for like 18 hours.
And the shark's just swimming in a circle.
Here's the problem. Tide changes every 12 hours. So at some point while she was on that rock, it would have gotten covered up by the ocean again. And she would have gotten eaten. And yet it didn't happen. And then later...
it was going to happen, yeah.
Then the very end later, it starts happening again. And you're like...
For the movie.
It's like, no, it's not every 24 hours. It's every 12 hours. High tide, low tide, every 12 hours. And she's like, she's been there for 18 hours, and now it's about to start. And you're like, no, it would have already...
There's that, plus the shark is way too just like, I'm going to eat this girl and nothing else matters.
And I'm gonna,
even though there's
and everything I kill, I'm not
there's
going
a
whale.
Yeah.
Which, if
and
my
he
survival
kills the guys
instinct,
and doesn't eat them.
No, he doesn't. He just tosses them around.
Spits them in half and spits them out back onto the beach. And you're like, what the fuck? And then he jumps out of the water and crawls on the rock to get to her. And I'm like, this is not...
Oh, God.
And then at the very end, the way that she kills him is... She takes a rope that has a weight, and she's like sinking on it like an anchor, and the shark's chasing her down, and then at the last second she lets go of it and moves out of the way. And you know how sharks can't maneuver in water like at all?
No.
Yeah, no.
If they're going in a direction, they go in that direction forever.
So he then slams in.
No shark ever has been able to turn.
It's like me when I trip,
and people are so much more maneuverable in water than sharks are. Yeah. So
we did evolve in the water.
She ducks out of the way, and the shark's like, "What? I can't!" And then just smash. It's like rock covered in
spikes. And
there's like rebar covered little ball, and
and
he accordions into it.
Yeah.
Even though you know where sharks can't maneuver on a rock, so that was your chance, lady. That would have been the time if there was ever a time in this shit show of a movie.
And on this buoy, the buoy that she's on, it's like a metal buoy.
Yeah.
The shark eats half of it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the shark just walks right up to the metal and goes, and it just comes right off and it's in his mouth.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Like not even like he's bending it or no. Took a big ass fucking chunk right out of the middle of it. And you're like, I was laughing through the last 20 minutes of that movie.
And that is exactly why the trailer only shows the very beginning and the very end.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah. I mean, I was down to see it. It seemed like an interesting idea.
I never was.
Here's the question. We really moved off course here from Christina Dodson onto the show.
All right, so her Blacklist movie was hopefully not as terrible as that. Let's hope that she's not known for all these shitty movies that she's already known for, and let's hope this is good.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Trevor?
No, on that... No,
I mean just anything.
In general, yes, I do.
Well, because I know about this.
I have Ned Leeds confirmed for Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I don't know who that is.
Ned Leeds is Hobgoblin.
Oh, he's one of the Hobgoblins.
And the main reason I put this actually as a big thing is it continues the trend of you introduce a bad guy who's not a bad guy first. He's their best friend.
Right.
He's a buddy of the hero, and then they're going to become a bad guy.
Weird that it's another goblin too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Harry Osborn, blah, 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 and then he's the Goblin. And it's like, oh, it's Ned Leeds, and blah, blah, blah. And now he's the other Goblin, who's pretty much the same thing as the first Goblin, but slightly different.
But I feel like this does kind of confirm what I was saying of they're building up these characters as side characters for their first films, and maybe after the first two Avengers, maybe the third Avengers,
the Hobgoblin is lazy fucking writing. Like, it's like, well, I want to have a different Goblin. No, we already have a Goblin. Oh, fuck you. I'm making one that's orange.
Yeah.
It's like, that's basically how that works.
Yeah, but there are other goblins that are worse.
And he starts out as a guy in a costume, and then eventually he actually gets interesting when he becomes a demon.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, now that's a different enough character to... Because at first, wait, so it's another guy in a costume looking like a goblin, but it was just with different... And he also has a glider, and he also has pumpkin bombs. And What the fuck is the difference?
Well, I mean, it's 1,000 times more unique than, say, all of Flash's villains, who are him.
God damn it!
But
I hate
also
this.
the exact same. At least these guys are goblins and not spiders. Also,
I hate that about the Flash TV
Flash,
show right now.
they're faster than him, but then he learns to be faster.
yeah. And yet every goddamn episode, I am the fastest man alive. No, Barry, no, you're not.
Not yet.
Every season, they introduce somebody who's clearly faster than you.
But then by the end of the season, he's back to fastest man alive because he's faster.
Well, either that or they banished the other one in some way, shape, or form.
So bummed about that. Yeah.
They didn't do it this season, really. He's not there's no main.
Savitar. You haven't seen the newest one?
No, I have had internet difficulties
Okay.
the last few days.
We meet Savitar.
I haven't even seen the last.
It's been rumored, but we finally meet Savitar.
Oh, I did see a thing. Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah.
Who's Savitar again?
The god of motion?
I think, is he a speedster of some sort?
He is a physical representation of the Time Force.
He can't... The Time Force?
Yeah, they've been building up to that, right?
Okay.
So, yeah. No, he was...
That's right. They've been building up to that.
They'd done a couple stories about enemy speedsters, and then he became, like, the grand poobah of all the speedsters.
Yeah, because they've been building that up since season 1, basically saying that there's something's with the Speed Force. There's, like, a thing going on there. Oh, you made it mad at you, dude.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. So, they've been building up to this. Hopefully this is like the last one for a couple seasons.
He's made him mad at him. He's made the Speed Force mad at him in multiple different ways.
He deserves it.
A, going back in time,
fucking shit up every season.
B, when it created it like its own little Pleasantville for him to teach him how to deal with his fucking the death of his mother and father or whatever.
Yeah,
and that didn't work.
They thought it worked, and they're like, "Okay, you can go now." And then he's like, "Psych!" And ran back in time and fucking did it a goddamn again.
So and this one is all connected to Flashpoint because he did Flashpoint. It's now created this that's created the bad guy for this season. Is that the whole thing of is Alchemy is trying to bring all the Flashpoint shit back, and Savitar, who looks very different than he does in the comic books.
Yeah,
like the picture that they're like, this is how he looks on the set. That's just a fucking mocap suit. He does not look anything like that.
Okay, yeah.
He looks.
Is it cool or bad? That wasn't good.
It's not the best.
Is it like Citizen
all
Steel,
metal.
that picture we saw?
Oh,
no.
he liked the Citizen Steel.
I like the Citizen Steel better than this. So he's not flesh at all. He's completely made of like metal.
Okay.
And the metal, it's like little plates of jagged metals, and that's his whole body.
Okay, I'll see it eventually. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
I was expecting long black hair, the pointy elbows, the little like Wolverine gaunt like pointy mask and shit, which I think looks badass.
But no,
we didn't do that. We went with almost like a Transformers type thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So bit of a bummer.
Does it look somewhat similar?
What was the original story we were talking about before we jumped on?
Is that it?
How much Flash sucks?
Ned...
No, that's Rival.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ned Leeds. So I think this is kind of interesting, not totally interesting, but it's okay.
It's basically the main reason I was doing it is because I thought it showed my theory is basically being pretty accurate. Oh, yeah, I did see him.
It looks exactly like the Transformers bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like, if he starts bitching about the Allspark, I might leave the show.
I did. I saw a picture of it, and I thought it was just a Transformers thing. I remember now. That's why I didn't remember when you brought it up. The picture that I saw, that when it showed up on Yahoo, and they were like, is this the new Savitar? And I clicked, and it was a guy in a mocap At first, I thought it was like a Power Rangers thing.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like going to be one of the
bad
monsters.
That fits perfectly
bad guys
well in Power Rangers.
Exactly.
In the new...
And sadly, it's in Flash.
That would have been much better.
And then
can we trade?
So then I hear that they're moving like Legends of Tomorrow to Tuesday so that it can like take some of the Flash lead in and like use
it kind of.
And I'm like, I don't know, man. This might not be the best year to look for that.
Yeah,
Flash
but Flash
lead
still has a lot of viewers compared to Legends of Tomorrow, which is not doing.
Yeah, and when they start shifting around the nights,
is actually. I think more fun than last
I'm enjoying it more, and I don't like. I think I've gotten into
last season.
I've gotten into the tone of the show now. I think because before I was just like, this is so insanely dumb, and now I'm like, you know what? It's insanely dumb, but I can accept that, and it's enjoyably insanely dumb.
Yeah, you just have to let it be what it wants to be. So it's
nonsense. You have Ray Palmer back in time, in a caveman beard and all this stuff.
Supergirl is ultra silly a lot. So it's and I'm fine with that. That's I initially was irritated, but that's now I understand.
It was very much for especially the first season felt like it was for a little kid. It felt like it had this little girl leaning vibe, and I'm like, okay, I can accept that and enjoy what there is in those other parts and stuff. But
yeah, no, it's but this season's been super fun. I'm loving all the alien stuff. I don't know, the sister lesbian angle has been interesting.
You didn't like that?
I feel like they're treating it like it's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Her being a lesbian makes sense from her character standpoint because they haven't said anything else.
They haven't said
anything else.
They said that weird thing with what's his name in that first season. Like she went on a date with him or something.
Oh, right.
And it was just really awkward.
Yeah.
But wasn't she also trying to get information sort of from him?
Yeah.
She was.
Yeah,
but they sort of.
But she did just talk about that. She talked about going on dates with guys, and it feels weird. And I don't really.
I just think that. I think that.
My only issue with it is that she's talking about it like it's like the death of her or something, and I'm like,
it feels a little older.
This doesn't feel like a 2016 coming out story.
But I guess it to some extent it makes sense. It's still similar to the Superman ideas of growing up middle America sort of. Farmer sort of type thing. So I guess, and she's, how old is she supposed to be in this show? I guess
30.
So I guess she's still within that time frame where, as growing up, you would definitely still find it strange, and maybe she just hasn't. Yeah. I mean, it still happens. So
here's the thing though. Everybody else in the world feels like they're treating it like you would now, which is, oh, you're gay, cool, whatever.
Yeah, but
she's like, no, you don't understand. It's common. And it's like, no, it's totally fine. Like it's not a big deal. And she's like, it's complicated. I gotta run away. Why?
Because she foresaw the Trump future.
Yeah. It works now. It's like before, it's like, no, this doesn't make sense now. It's like, well, it is Trump, so yeah, all right.
Although, I gotta say, it kind of broke my heart a little bit when she kisses Maggie, and Maggie's like, no, because, your first one's not going to be cool, and I don't want to do that. So, and it was like, I mean, that makes sense, but shit, that sucks. Like, God, I felt so bad for her. She
also just was in a relationship. Maggie,
she just gotten out of a relationship.
So it's kind of like, yeah.
Like, this is destined for failure.
Really quick, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm on the rebound. You're having your first, lesbian thing. This is not going to go well.
I have issues with its transference to CW, Supergirl. I'm noticing a lot of the CW-isms jump in.
Back up,
and it's done. Yeah, the team we got Jimmy now as James Olsen as Guardian, and he has the deep voice.
And we've got Mon-El as the future Ultraman.
Why do we need Mon-El? Like they just want Superman in there.
I don't know why we need Mon-El.
And it's really annoying.
He's not Superman.
No, but they want a somewhat similar.
Sorry.
And
he's not Kal-El.
Oh, well, that's another thing. Why do Daxamites have the exact same name structure?
Yeah, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
That seemed a little.
But that's
weird.
The comics problem.
Yeah. Well, and he's originally a Legion character.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the other thing of like, wait, what the fuck's he doing on Earth in the 20th century?
I'm guessing somehow they're going to put him in the future at some point.
That'd be fine.
They're just going to shove him into, and that's where we're going to lose him.
Or they might bring the Legion. I mean, Smallville did it.
We know we're having we've seen the Legion ring on shows on Supergirl. We've seen Legion stuff in other shows as well. Yep. So they're coming. We just kind of have to wait, and then they're going to shove Mon-El over there, give them their own show.
And then once you show the Legion, then you're actually free to show Booster Gold.
Yeah.
Because Booster Gold gets a lot of his powers from, like, his flight is from a Legion
ring.
Oh, yeah,
from the Legion ring.
So,
that's right.
So it's cool. And that's the other thing they're doing is a great job of, like, always dropping a little Easter egg for the Superman fans. Like, every single episode. There's never an episode where we're like, oh, we're just going to take the regular characters we have and let them work with you. Nope. Every single episode we have to bring in a Superman thing and have it be like Parasite in the last one, which looked really cool.
Yeah, that's the thing that CW has taken is that from remember Smallville, there are a lot of people that are upset that you didn't see a lot of it wasn't Superman enough. It wasn't. So this is the huge thing going forward. Is they're like, okay, let's make every episode. You have to introduce a villain, basically, who's from the comics.
Or a superhero.
Just keep going through the comics. Every character has to be introduced in season 1.
Every single episode is a intro episode to a thing from the Superman world.
And I think to some extent that's my problem with CW. It's so much constantly. Like they're in Gotham does this too, as we're seeing right now. They introduce every character. Every character that's in the comics is being introduced really quick, and it's just like, oh, one episode. Oh, look, here's now Mad Hatter mixed in with the Court of Owls, mixed in with Dr. Hugo Strange, mixed in with.
I'm so glad I'm not watching that show.
I know, I stopped. And I guess Nigma and Penguin are in a relationship or something now.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I can see that.
Sure, but I have this weird thing. They have a weird thing with relationships on that show. They had the whole Barbara King thing, and then she's dating Maggie as well. I mean, not Maggie. Montoya. Montoya. Renee Montoya, of course, just disappeared from the show because
is this Inigo Montoya?
They have no idea what they're doing.
It's her dad.
Okay.
And
did somebody kill him?
No, somebody killed his
son.
So
you had that.
Do they need to prepare to die?
They just like throwing in weird relationships at times. They're just like, let's just make these two people have a relationship. No.
So Barbara Keene was initially Jim Gordon's wife or fiance or something.
Yeah.
And now she's with.
So she had a previous relationship with Renee Montoya in it, and then that was the huge thing that came out. They were like, you were once with a woman, and all this stuff, and then that whole story went away, and then she also ended up in a relationship with Tigress, I believe her name was, right? That's the woman with the whip, played by okay. But they ended up sort of having a relationship.
Oh my gosh!
And James dated Leslie Tompkins.
Really?
Yeah, for a long time. And then, because basically she left the show because, and it was this whole thing of the reason she had to. They're still in love, but she had to leave because he was going to prison and all this stuff. And
what the actual?
She was in danger of getting hurt by Gallivant or whatever. And there's just a lot of... They just like throwing in relationships and being... Like, Bruce has had several relationships already as a kid.
He's like 12.
Yeah. He had a kid... Not like... It wasn't like sexual, I don't think. But he was with... What's this... Like, Gallivant's like daughter. The second season main bad guy's daughter came in and they had like a relationship. But she was using him. And then to get...
a 12-year-old.
She's just using me for my Legos. No! What the fuck? What do you use a 12-year-old for?
It was insane. The show is insane. The show is terrible.
I thought you were kind of back on the show.
No, I stopped watching it at season 3. I haven't been watching it. No, I watched season 2. I did start watching season 2, and a lot of people said it was better because it was more absurd. Like this is what I've heard.
They're going for broke.
They're going for broke. This is the worst show ever. We're going to drive into that.
Yeah.
Show. This is a terrible show.
And I've heard that a lot of people are like liking it more because
I know my little brother came and was like, "Oh, Gotham, I really like that show." And because that's the thing, you don't read the comics. Someone I work with likes the show. It's like that's their favorite comic book show because, and I can understand why in terms of watching it has this weird tone. As a comic fan, it's insane and nonsense and dumb because it doesn't take it seriously and it just throws nonsense at the wall. And it doesn't follow its own plot because, like, characters that are supposed to be recurring, like Harvey Dent is supposed to be a main character in season 2. He showed up in 2 episodes, I think, the entire season. Right. Renee Montoya was supposed to be in season 1 as a main character. She was there for a little while, and then the Barbara King thing happened, and then she disappeared. She hasn't been on the show since. Right. They don't know what they're doing, and they just throw random shit at the wall, and it's so wacky and so insane that I understand why people can like it because it's just this nonsense. But yeah, like some people are playing it seriously. Like James Gordon, that actor plays it completely serious. Yeah. Well, wacky shit is happening, and the other person they're playing against is like, woohoo! And it's like,
tell me where the robbers are. Robbers! I've got ducks up my butt. And you're
like that. And there's like the scene where the police are like storming a place and like shooting people because there's this big shootout, and there's this weird music over the top, this type of music, and it's just like, what is happening right now? And I understand why people like it because it's just this nonsense.
But you don't.
It's non-TV.
It's just the most insane
anti-television
shit I have ever seen.
Must miss TV.
Yeah.
God, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still there's a story I read like over a decade ago now that I'm still pining for the show they rumored which was a Smallville for Bruce Wayne. Like, take Bruce Wayne when he's 18. So he comes back to Gotham when he's like 25 or something like that?
Yeah.
So take him when he's 15 and take him all the way through that journey of when he leaves Gotham and he travels the world and he trains. That'd be pretty cool. God, it sounds like a Kung Fu / Batman show where he travels the world, solving problems, learning skills. I'm like, fuck, I want that show so much. I'm shaking. I just want that show.
And honestly, I don't have the premise of the show is fine, I think. And I'm glad to... it
sounds great. Yeah.
Gotham PD, we had that Gotham Central comic book that was great and all this stuff. And that was what people thought it was basically being. It started out trying to do that, and then they were just like, let's just fuck
this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, it's just like, fuck it. Make nonsense. Anyway, do we have any other... Ken, do you have any other news stories?
There's other stuff. Let's see.
Do we want to do lightning round?
Are we already...
We're at 55 minutes.
We might lightning this.
All right.
Okay. Do you have anything for a specific lightning round?
I have a few things I was just going to go through. I just go through... there's a tease for the second season of Sheriff of Babylon. This is a comic book, but they're calling it the second season.
Yeah.
Because
I tried to read it. It's very so gritty and very real.
It is real because this is the
Tom King.
Tom King. Okay. This is about basically his experience as CIA in Iraq, and he actually it has to be approved by the CIA before they can publish it.
So that he doesn't publish it. That's
classified. Classified.
Yeah, fuck.
And it's great. It seems like there might be a change of name from Sheriff of Babylon to Sheriff of something. It's blurred out, so we don't know what the name is.
I think it might just be changing his name to Sheriff, honestly, because the of is kind of half.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's been sandblasted, is what
just
it is.
Sheriff.
And it looks like Sheriff of, and you say Babylon.
And the badge just says Sheriff on it.
Yeah, show. And the of is kind of also a little faded.
I was thinking because the original name they were going to go with was Sheriff of Baghdad. I was thinking maybe they just change it to Sheriff of Baghdad and just change it to the original name that they were going to go with.
Maybe.
Sounds good to me.
But, yeah, I'm interested in that. Lightning round. Sorry, I forgot to put...
Lightning round!
James Gunn... this is about the Ego the Living Planet trade-off with... for Deadpool, they traded off changing the powers of Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
And they got Ego. I'm surprised Fox owned Ego.
Okay, so,
because he appeared in so many, I guess. And then they just bought... Because they threw off just random characters.
I'm guessing it was because he appears in a lot of the same stuff that Galactus appears in.
They got him as part of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
See, but Ego doesn't show up in Fantastic Four, but he shows up in a lot of Silver Surfer and Galactic stuff. And they Silver Surfer.
They got him as part of that Fantastic Four acquisition, though.
Yeah.
Even though he originated in Thor. He's been so much.
As a comic thing, he shows up a lot in Silver Surfer.
And that's why...
And they own Silver Surfer laterally through owning Fantastic Four. Which is always kind of a weird thing. Because Silver Surfer, at this point, has more of his own stories than he does of... He only had one story involving the Fantastic Four.
Right.
And but that still makes it a Fantastic Four...
And that's the only one they used.
Family. It's part of the family characters, so...
Yeah. So, I think that sounds awesome. It'll be interesting to see how Kurt Russell plays Ego. But,
James Gunn, by the way, had said that he didn't know that they didn't own that. Were you going to talk about that?
Yeah, okay, that was part of it. Well, you can say it's just he didn't have a backup plan, basically.
He had written the entire thing, and he said it made him a huge part, an integral part of the Marvel Universe. So we're all thinking, the last...
Airbender.
Last Infinity Stone?
Yeah.
Last Ego.
Or something.
They've said there's no Infinity Gem in the...
I know. But they also said that they wouldn't talk about one in Doctor Strange, and they fucking did.
I feel like it's going to be in Thor, because the last one left is the Soul one, right?
Yeah.
And in Thor, they're going to deal with Hela, so they're dealing with a lot of...
Are we going to get
I think
Adam... What's his name?
Warlock?
Adam Warlock. Are we going to get Adam Warlock?
We don't think so.
We don't... There haven't been heard anything.
We don't think so.
Weird to think about a Soul Gem without Adam Warlock. I see
it's weird to think about Infinity, anything without Adam Warlock.
Yeah. So...
Yeah. I think there's just a lot. They could introduce him. I don't know.
It'd be weird. I've never been totally clear on what his powers are, though. So
yeah,
nobody is.
Yeah,
that's probably why they might not want to do it.
Serious.
But anyway, we also have Doctor Strange visuals. Were originally there was a 7-minute long. That whole thing where he's falling and stuff and being moved around through dimensions was 7 minutes long.
I'd be totally fun to watch that.
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah. I hope it's on the Blu-ray or something, and I'd like to watch the special features just real quick.
Oh, you mean that total where somebody had lived through the 90s through a bunch of magic eye paintings and
kaleidoscope
fractal images, and just waited until the technology had caught up so that they could put a human being in that magic eye painting and fractal imagery.
Just like wakes up that one day. Today's the day.
Today's the day. It's going to be...
Finally, all my notebook doodles will come to life.
One thing, though, that I noticed... Could you imagine, though, because it's Tilda Swinton, I guess, is talking through the entire thing.
Yeah,
that
about how,
cooler.
you don't know anything, blah, blah, blah.
Whereas in the movie version, she only talks when they're like, I don't think it's going well, and she brings them back for a quick second.
No, she talks through the whole thing.
Yeah, she talks through the whole thing. Like, there are other worlds than these.
That's
things that you could never understand with all your minds.
She's basically saying that shit the entire time for 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Of just, you will never understand.
I have also been told,
and knowing things I don't know if you
knowing
did this. Them if you do not know.
I don't think you were high when you saw it with me, but I've been told that if you see it high, it's fucking way better.
No, I was not high.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
That generally helps with a lot of things.
And now that shit is
a lot
legal,
of Marvel movies.
That was the person who mentioned was like, everything's better high.
This is why I like Legends of Tomorrow now.
Okay, there you go.
I just watched it, I was like, oh my goodness, I like this show. This works now.
This is how you do it.
I figured it out. I can enjoy this show. Maybe
Sadly,
Gotham.
Arrow, not better high. Weird.
No, it is not. It still doesn't help. Well, it's not, because you need the silliness of...
Yeah.
Maybe Gotham I could watch high. I don't know, though. That might be freaky.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that...
Lightning round.
Lightning round.
Steve Carell in talks to star in Minecraft movie.
I don't understand this bullshit.
See, here's the thing. I've seen the Telltale Minecraft game. I've seen a little bit of that. And when I see Steve Carell and I think of that, I can kind of see like Steve Carell as a Minecraft character similar to that.
But live action.
But is it live action? Is that
what you just said?
He's just in talks to play the main character.
So I think it's an animated Minecraft.
I think they're gonna try. I think they're gonna try to make it look like the Lego Movie.
Yeah,
that's fine. And it's even if it just looks like the Telltale game series, that'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Patton Oswalt stars in that, and he does quite well. So I
can imagine Steve Carell doing a somewhat maybe similar
dumb
character.
As shit,
but
and I think it's stupid. My daughter loves the hell out of it.
It'll probably be a.
You don't love Steve Carell?
I don't completely love it. I love him in some things, but I don't completely love him.
Swear you're in dying love for Steve Carell right now.
Do it.
Josh hates him. He absolutely hates him. And what's worse is the guy on Modern Family, the father, for like the first 2 seasons,
whose name rhymes with Steve Carell.
He thought was Steve Carell, and so he hates him now.
What?
What the fuck?
I don't know. It was very bizarre.
Ty Burrell was Steve Carell.
He doesn't really watch things. He sort of does other things while they're on.
Yeah. How could you think that this...
Because you don't physically look. You don't physically look at it.
They don't sound the same either.
You know.
He's got like this weird...
They both... like Steve Carell
Ty
from The
Burrell
Office...
sounds like if Ray Romano and Steve Carell had a baby. That would be Ty Burrell. Because he's got like that weird like deep throaty nasal thing going a little bit.
I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a matter of, the sort of the same aloof character traits, and I've argued it for years and finally got him to admit that it's not him. I mean, he realized it wasn't him, but he still hated him because of it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was very, very
bizarre. I love that.
Funny. I don't know. He's great. I like Steve Carell in drama roles, to be honest.
I haven't seen him in enough of them, but I do too.
Great. He was fantastic.
Big Short was great. The other one that I really liked him in was Dan in Real Life. I really liked that. That was really fun.
I wanted to see the wrestling one, where he was the coach.
Oh yeah, Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher.
I want to see that.
He's really good in that.
I haven't seen that yet.
That movie's super depressing, but he's really good in that.
Well, it's a depressing story.
So yeah, he really he almost disappears into the role. So.
All right, so we should move on.
So more. Did you have anything else?
That was it. That was all.
"Quote unquote" lightning round. Another Deadpool thing. There was a lot. There was a huge Deadpool interview, which I read the entire thing, and not much was said in it. But also the changes that they made. They needed, obviously, they swapped the ability to change Negasonic Teenage Warhead's powers, which was so weird.
Why do you need?
And James Gunn was like, "Thank God they asked, because." We needed something to get Ego back.
I find it strange they had to ask permission for that.
I
feel like
know.
They've changed X-Men characters' powers and stuff around a bit.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
It's just so like if you
the
needed
whole
somebody
thing
with
is
those
such
powers,
a weird.
Why didn't you just come up with a different?
They
character?
didn't. That character was chosen on her name, but they were looking at a list of characters that were available to them.
Oh, so they choose the name.
Negasonic Teenage Warhead, we need that. We don't care what the fuck it is.
Oh, okay.
We don't care what it is. And then they're like, oh, she's psychic. okay, we need... So they chose her name for the same reason she chose her name in the comics. Which is because it's just an absurd, like teenage, boisterous name.
Gotcha.
Also, they had to make some changes because Holla Batgirl was too expensive. So every time you hear Shoop, that was supposed to be Holla Batgirl.
I can't even think of where we're supposed to
I like Shoop way better.
That's what I'm saying.
What parts were Shoop used in?
The beginning.
When he's up on the bridge and he does the little...
later...
I'd like to thank your mother for a butt like that. He's doing that little shit.
Yeah.
He's drawing the little picture.
Yeah, and that's probably...
That was supposed to be Holla Batgirl, which...
Yeah, no.
I don't approve of.
Shoop works way better.
That's what I'm saying. And maybe they said Shoop, we have Shoop, so let's change it to fit. I don't know. Yeah. HBO planning a Game of Thrones prequel.
I think wait at least like a while. Don't do it right away after Game of Thrones. People are going to be out like... I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, it's over, take a breath for a moment.
Are they? Because we only have these 2 quasi seasons left.
And I'm thinking they're going to try to get it out before the end of the show so that they can pair.
So that they don't lose anybody. So that we can just sort of like shoop into the next.
Shoop.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Game of Thrones. I like it, but that's maybe that's just why I'm like I kind of want to break after the season. And
I don't think I'll watch a prequel. I don't care about any of that old stuff that they talk about.
I can watch that now.
I honestly don't care about it.
Not to mention the problem with all prequels is I don't care about any of these characters because I already know which ones are going to live and die.
I don't have that problem.
Okay, so the thing is, they're probably going way further back than anything
that we'll know.
That's a thought. Now, if they go back before the Mad King,
because George R. R. Martin has written a bunch of shorter stories about older stuff. Like I don't even know their names because I've never read those either. But like all those tales of such and such,
Yeah.
Like if they want to go back and like do tales of like the dragon riding people and shit like that.
If they went that far back, then maybe. Cool. But I don't know. It's not going to be as good as the original, but whatever. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is starting reshoots, which necessarily means that they need more comedy.
They actually have to add more humor, yeah. That's the only reason ever for reshoots, so yeah.
Okay, we're all agreed? Moving on.
It's going to be too funny.
Yep.
Okay, this one is kind of depressing because CBS CEO Jim Lanzor says that Star Trek Discovery doesn't belong on network or broadcast.
It's sci-fi
broadcast
in general.
television because
it wasn't just Star Trek.
sci-fi doesn't do well on broadcast, Which you were saying a minute ago about how they're treating what's her name as a lesbian as if like it had happened 20 years ago. This guy is living 20 years ago.
That's what Studios X are. Yeah. They live 20 years prior to where we currently
20 years
are.
past the.
Yeah. No, it's they did point out though the only 2 sci-fi shows that are doing well are Game of Thrones. And that's not sci-fi but fantasy. And then Walking Dead.
And those only crack the top 25 every once in a while, I think it was saying.
Yeah, but that's also because they're on... one's on a premium cable channel.
Was it like the Walking Dead premiere the most watched?
For AMC.
For AMC.
Oh, okay.
So it's,
That's like everything. CW constantly gets most watched things for its network a lot of the time.
Because
it's like
here's the thing
CW.
on that. Like for the longest time, wrestling has been the highest rated thing on cable television.
Oh, that's rough.
For like the last 20 years. And it's because wrestling pulls like a 4 or 5. A 4.5 every week.
Is that still on the Sci-Fi Channel?
No, now it's all on USA.
Channel.
They used to have some of it on the Sci-Fi Channel. Now it's all on USA. But like a 4 or 5, when you go like 4 or 5 is better than like everything on the CW. Yeah. So it's amazing to think like that. So if you're looking for big ratings like that, and especially CBS cancels shows that have like 10 million people a week.
Yeah.
So for him, I can understand like I do Star Trek Enterprise that only got like 1 million viewers a week. Fuck that noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get where he's coming from on that. Like you're probably not ever going to have a huge mass appeal like 20-25 million viewers a week sci-fi show.
And I will say, even though he says that, and it's not like he's shutting down like these things completely. He's still getting it. It's getting made. So he's it's still kind of like that.
And he realizes the internet's probably a better market for it than...
Right. The internet might be a great market for it, but not their shitty little CBS Go or whatever it's called.
Because I didn't realize it's going to play on Netflix for like
everywhere else. So,
and that's how I'm going to get it, through illegal means.
Yeah.
We're all going to have to, but that's not going to help anything.
No.
It's not going to keep the show going.
Because it's not going to keep the show going.
Exactly. And it's then hopefully Netflix buys the show.
Ideally they would have had it to begin with, but it's not.
I always wonder why aren't there more Star Trek shit?
Yeah.
Why is it like this? We got to wait like 10 years in between to get. Like there's obviously like a huge fucking mass of fans that are just like, fucking give me more Star Trek.
Let me see. It's because sci-fi doesn't do well on broadcast. That's why.
I guess. Yeah.
There's that.
That is that.
But I
like there's so many Star Trek fans though. Like the movie just did huge numbers. Beyond just did tons of fucking money. Yeah. All 3 of the new ones have done really good money.
Yeah. I feel like though we're also, because you're talking about putting on Netflix, I feel like because Disney might be buying Netflix soon.
Yes.
Then you have to worry. Then you might not have a lot of stuff on Netflix.
No. Although then we might actually get a Star Wars TV show at some point.
And then you might just get every studio and stuff's going to get their own streaming service.
And that I think might happen. Yeah.
I think that's where we're going to be going. Yeah. Competing streaming services.
Which that actually might be.
I don't. Okay, so the big problem with it is that it's $6.99 with commercials, $10.99 without. Are you fucking kidding with me?
Yeah.
That is a little weird.
Crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, why am I paying money for commercials?
Give it to me free with commercials, and then, because that's fucking what commercials are doing is paying you to
watch.
Show that. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
On to comics then.
Yeah.
Since you've both nostalgic comics. Ken has a little cool comics. Little box that it looks. It's like an
I've had this for years and it's broken.
It's fucking really nice.
Yeah, I actually just started using it again because it doesn't make bag sounds in here, but it is broken right there. Yeah, it keeps them, fresh, pristine.
All right, so we should go on. I guess the one I've actually read. I forgot to bring. Mm-hmm. I read Batman number 11. It's going to cause a lot of... People aren't happy with it because it's got Catwoman and she's basically a mass murderer. She's killed over 237 people.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, and I was thinking, they're just going to... It's going to be a trick and it's like, we're going to find out she didn't do it or there's like something going on. Mm-hmm. But then in this issue, she kills 2 characters. Like, just slits their throats. And I'm just like, okay, never mind. Yeah, not
happy with her being on the fence anymore.
Yeah, I like Tom King. I think Tom King not the best on like big things that are like
anti-hero anymore.
Yeah,
just anti.
He's just But I think Tom King's not. I'm thinking because there's huge editor stuff probably in control, so he has probably more limitations. So I feel like because it's well done, but at the same time it definitely doesn't feel like any of other Tom King stuff. Because I think his other stuff he's done more just out of the way type of stuff that no one's really focused on and cares too much about the company and all that stuff. So, yeah. But That was my main thing. So, Ken?
So next Cave Carson came out, which naturally we got the opposite covers again.
Of course, yeah.
I saw yours on Facebook and I was like, naturally. It's explaining a lot more about the situation and things are actually kicking into gear. So the first issue was all set up, and this one is more, explanation and action. So, I mean, things are starting to happen. It's sort of setting up that sort of, those old, like, 80s cartoons where the father and the son go out and adventure in caves and they find secret
Johnny Quest
and shit like that. Yeah. It's like he was like a Johnny Quest character, like Cave Carson. Obviously, there's this a secret society in the caves and all this other stuff that is just absurd. But on the surface of the world, it's just like it's just like regular modern day. It's in the same universe as like Batman and Superman and stuff because they keep referencing them. Like he's like, and I met Superman or whatever. And in Mother Panic, they talk about Batman all the time.
He shows up, in Mother Panic.
Yeah, he did. Well, he came after that was very weird. In Mother Panic, she did her shit, and then he shows up and is just like looks around and is like, and then leaves. Because she had already done anything. Reborn, this is a really weird one. So the first issue was last month. It just featured an old woman talking about all the people she'd lost in her life and how she was in a home. And
is that the old woman on the cover there?
No, it's not.
That looks different.
That is, but it was about an old woman who had lost all her family and everything, and like she was just ready to go. That's the old woman.
Is not an old woman.
Yeah, that's right. So the big twist is when she dies, she shows up in this fantasy world as this young blonde, like 20-year-old, and
as you do,
and this is apparently afterlife. This is the afterlife.
She's reborn.
She is. Everybody's reborn as something at different ages, sometimes different races. Her best friend in this one, it is revealed, has become something else.
Toad?
No.
What is the giant hell monster?
That is the leader of the dark place. I forget what it's called, but Adistria is the good place where the good people go when they die. I forget what the bad place is. I don't want to give too much away, but there's a bad place, and he's Satan essentially. He's like Abaddon or whatever. I don't know the name they choose in this one, but you guys know the drills.
Albatross.
Beelzebub.
This one I was actually just calling it the Darklands, but
Trent.
Trent.
Yeah.
Trent of the Darklands.
The Man in Black, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Welcome to hell. I am
Trent.
So
yeah, it's become this massive like fantasy epic type of thing, and some people aren't handling that well. That this is the afterlife. This isn't, this she's sort of now having to live up to this whole thing. It's a very, very interesting, very well written. It's Mark Millar, so if take that as you will. If you are not a Mark Millar fan, if you are, then get on board. It's great.
Yeah, Mark Millar. Well, that's the one I was going to say. Old Man Logan came out, and as always, whenever Old Man Logan comes out,
it's always going to be Old Man Logan.
It's always going to be
one of
mentioned.
my favorites. I like it.
I'm kind of getting tired of these covers, though.
That does.
Yeah.
They're the exact same goddamn cover.
It's all from this last Ronin story.
I know they have different little.
What's going on in that? Because you mention it every time,
he
but you say nothing about what's happening.
Okay, so right now what's going on is
idea.
He's he kind of is dealing with the person who becomes his wife. And that was the last story, was that he ran away from her. And now he went back to Japan, where he is fighting a guy that he has killed in the future.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the last one that I read, and he's fighting with Lady Deathstrike, and they're having a whole thing. This one, that actually ended in the last one, so he's probably going somewhere different in this one.
This is part 5.
Part 5, yeah. Okay.
It's a great team working on it, too.
It's art's great. Stories
Tarantino. I love,
and it's deep enough without getting bogged down.
Yeah, it's the same team that did at least the first writer and artist who did Green Arrow for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
That was the best run on Green Arrow.
Like a lot of the stuff with this, it feels like if they get really deep or they really take their time, they can get bogged down and it gets slow or it gets.
It doesn't.
Kind of something like watching The Walking Dead. Whenever they have like an artsy episode, it's just like, now we're just going to have Rick stare off into the distance for like 20 seconds. You're like, what the fuck? Why? And they just get so slow, it just sucks. Yeah. Never gets that way.
Okay.
Like it'll slow down for a little bit so that you get a nice little pace and then picks up again, and there's never, I mean, it's a Wolverine book, so they know Wolverine's going to need to kill some people.
Slow if you're trying to look at all the pictures.
Yeah, I'll be there forever on that picture. What is it a picture of?
It's a spread, and
of all the different images of Wolverine.
Yeah, it's one of those. What is it? The mural picture, the mosaic pictures.
Mosaic pictures. Yeah.
It's made up of a bunch of other tiny little pictures. But these are not pictures that people snapped. This is something that people actually made those.
True. Yeah.
Took time to draw those little. That's rough. That is crazy, insane. Yeah. Because I made one of those for a project in a class once.
I know, he's still
just finding the pictures for it was obscene. Just finding them off the internet was crazy.
That stuff's,
That's somebody taking the time to draw and color all of those just so they could be reduced to less than thumbnail size.
This is the end of this little thing, part 5. This
Did you just
get
spoiled?
Not totally. I mean, it ends the way I assumed it would end, with all the bad guys dying and him moving on to the next story.
Spoiler.
So yeah.
What?
It's like, what? Another Wolverine story where the bad guys die and he just moves on with his adventures? Yes.
That's what's happening.
That's what always happens.
All right.
But apparently, that thing that I thought was dead last time is not dead, and this is the one where he finally ends up killing
him.
So,
Dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it, I think.
That is it. Done? That's the whole show. We're done.
Thanks, everyone.
We've succeeded again.
Yeah, thank you, Geek Warriors.
We did it!
Thanks, Geek Warriors, for tuning in. Please subscribe to wherever you got this podcast from, whatever app or whatever thing you use.
Podcatcher.
Your podcatcher. You can also find us. We have a Patreon now where you can donate money to us, and you can get rewards back. Please do this. It'll help us create more content, better content for you.
Plus, if you donate, we then have to start making all this extra content just for you, and we want to. We actually
really want
we're
to.
We're chomping at the bit to do this.
Really
stuff.
annoying that we don't get to.
We don't have time to do it, but we are still looking really forward.
We're really looking forward to doing it.
Squeezing it into our insane schedule.
When you donate money, you get special podcasts and special access to us and all this other cool stuff that we want to do.
Yeah.
But we can't do it until you donate money.
That's patreon.com/geekwars. You can find it there. You can find us everywhere, basically, at the Geek Wars thing. You can find us on YouTube. We have Geek Wars Podcast Network thing, where on there it's mostly trailer reaction videos to the geeky trailers that come out. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Until you guys start donating, then there'll be more stuff.
Then there'll be more stuff.
There'll be more stuff.
And then we also have a Facebook that you can like. You can follow us on Twitter at Geek Wars Podcast. You can send emails to us, geekwarspodcast@gmail.com. You can find me, Trevor, on Twitter at Daclus, DACLUS. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And keep on geeking out.
Geek out.
Geek out.